Anything else you need, check us out on the
92.1 FM WYRQ Little Falls, and with the Flyer Media Productions help here tonight, Flyers and Pioneers boys-girls basketball doubleheader starting with the girls basketball upcoming. It's time for the Flyer coach interview with head coach Joel Youngberg, brought to you by Peterson Body Shop in Little Falls. If you've been in an accident, Peterson Body Shop has loaner cars and a lifetime guarantee on workmanship. Over 50 years of excellence, Peterson Body Shop is your best decision after a collision. Returning head coach for the Little Falls Flyers, Joel Youngberg, heading into the second season now as head coach. First off, talk about the off-season, what it was like having a full off-season, working with the girls all of last year, and now having a little bit more of a relationship built as you start year number 2 as coach.
Sure. It is year number 2, like you said, but it sure feels like year number 1 again right now. We lost 5 seniors that played a ton for us last year, played a lot of minutes. Basically had 2 returning starters and a couple of returners that played a little bit, but just not a whole lot of experience. And with the ones that we lost, we're changing our entire offense, changing what we're doing on defense. So it was good to have an off-season to kind of prep, knowing what we were coming into, versus last year kind of coming in and figuring it out during the off-season what exactly we were looking at. So yeah, it was good to have that relationship and be able to refer back and say, I know I told you this last year, but this is what we're doing this year. So understanding the habits that I was going to have to break this year versus last year was helpful.
And for the Flyers, not a secret, they're pretty young here, but does that bring an energy, enthusiasm every day to the practice? Because this is some new varsity experience for a lot of the players getting the chance here tonight, although a few of them are returning starters.
Yep. We're starting a freshman, 2 sophomores, and 2 seniors tonight, and one of the first 2 off the bench is going to be an 8th grader. So yeah, it's a lot of young, fresh energy, just trying to get it all channeled into the right direction and working together. And there's a nervous energy with those young ones too, so they're excited to do it. But in my experience with the girls, the first couple years here, they're very hesitant to make a mistake. So a lot of the mistakes are just because they don't want to make a mistake. They just play in a little bit different pace. So it's trying to break that a little bit, just getting them to play hard and fast. And if you make a mistake, at least it was made while going hard and fast. So we're slowly getting there. I talked to a couple of the girls yesterday in practice who could kind of start to see things switching for them. So that's stuff for me as coach that makes me feel a little bit better as we keep going through this season. Just the feeling that we're going to be better every time we step on the floor, practice or games. It almost doesn't matter. We're going to be better.
You know, as a basketball fan, sometimes we appreciate those flashy plays, those highlight plays, but really the best basketball teams know how to make those fundamental plays. That was a focus last year for the squad. Has it been the focus early in the practice season this year?
The focus this year has been trying to get things up to speed, playing with some pace. We have some athletic girls that can move, but getting them to trust that they're going to be able to make some good decisions even if they're playing fast. Last year we really wanted to focus on fundamentals, like you said, and not that we're not doing that this year, but having a year under our belt with a lot of these girls working on some of the fundamentals, we're able to make a next little quarter step out of that and make a transition into some more kind of basketball IQ type drills and things, and so that's been a fun change. And their questions are totally different this year too. It's no longer, Coach, what should I do if I see this, or and it's changed. It's Coach, not what should I do when this happens. It's Coach, what should I do when I see this. So they're understanding that they don't just move from A to B. They're understanding that the defense plays a role and how they need to react, and that's one of those little changes that was a really good thing to see kind of during the off season and into practices now.
So Little Falls, the opponent here tonight, Pierz. Early in the season, you're focusing more on yourself, but when Little Falls will be successful, what type of ball must they play? You mentioned athleticism. Is that where the Flyers are going to try and take advantage throughout the course of the season, tonight included?
Yeah, for Little Falls to play well, we got to get out and run. And that's going to be on offense, and we got to rebound really well. It has to be one and done. We're not tall at all. And we have to get that ball out right away, box out, and sprint. And we need to try and play basketball before we need to play offense before they're ready to play any kind of defense. We're starting to see some shooters starting to find a rhythm just a little bit, which will help us out a lot. We have more ball handlers this year than we did last year, so we're able to hopefully spread the defense out a little bit and find some gaps and get some driving lanes. And then as the year progresses, we're hopefully playing 84 feet offense and defense.
And with the height deficiency, I got to ask about the rebounds. What is the key when you're going to see teams that are oversizing you throughout the course of the year? How can you outdo the size, the height of the opposing team, and still come down with those defensive boards?
Well, we basically have to be ready to rebound before they even shoot. We've got to be in better defensive position. Right now, with the young ones, we're just not in good defensive positions quite yet. They're still learning, getting better at it. But the more often that we're in good position before the shot goes up and can execute a good box out, we did really well for the first probably 8 minutes when we were playing Pequot Lakes last week. And then things kind of got out of hand. But we did a really good job boxing out. We were staying fundamental, and we were able to get out and run a little bit. We just didn't have shots that were dropping that first little while. So, yeah, it'll come around.
And we'll see if it'll start tonight. Head coach of the Little Falls Flyers, Joel Youngberg. We'll continue our interview with the keys to the game for Little Falls next. 92.1 FM, WYRQ.
After an accident, it's nice to know where to go. Peterson Body Shop has loaner cars, a lifetime guarantee on workmanship and paint. They work with all insurance companies and repair all makes of vehicles. Remember, it's your insurance, your vehicle, so get the repairs done where you want. Peterson Body Shop is known for quality work in the Little Falls area since 1963. Give them a call at 632-6156. Peterson Body Shop, Highway 27 West, Little Falls. Your best decision after a collision. Just ask your neighbors.
This is Kelsey Meyer from Select Therapy. If you need physical therapy, look no further than our clinic right here in Pierz. We are locally owned, and we treat everything from orthopedic injuries, post-surgical rehab, mobility and balance training, and neck and back pain. We are open Monday through Friday, offer a convenient schedule, and work with all major insurance companies. Stop by our clinic in the Horizon Health Building or give us a call at 468-0183 to see why Select Therapy is your first choice for physical therapy.
When you need your garbage removed, call Bob Lemire Roll-Off and Refuse in Little Falls. Locally owned and operated, Bob Lemire Roll-Off and Refuse is ready to pick up your garbage and save you money. No administrative fees, no contracts. They offer both commercial and residential service. Whether you need a roll-off, dumpster, or can, call them today at 320-632-5212. That's 632-5212. Bob Lemire Roll-Off and Refuse in Little Falls. Living and working with you in your community. If you're getting mighty hungry, well, the best in the country is Pizza Ranch.
Planning a graduation party, company picnic, family reunion, backyard party, or even a wedding? The Pizza Ranch in Little Falls can help you with that special event with their group meals menu. Give them a call at 632-8333 and start planning today.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up with headers down to Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
For all your building and remodeling needs, see the friendly, helpful people at Bob's Lumber and Supply in Pierz. During winter, now is the perfect time to plan for your next spring project. Bob's Lumber can help you with those projects by offering drafting and estimates. For more help with your spring project planning this winter, stop into Bob's Lumber and see Paul and the rest of the sales staff today, or call 468-6442. Bob's Lumber and Supply in Pierz.
Coach Youngberg starting off with the girls basketball. It's a girl-boy basketball doubleheader, Little Falls and Pierz tonight. For Little Falls to win the girls basketball matchup, what are the keys to victory from the Flyers' vantage point? What must Little Falls do tonight?
We need to rebound well. We need to keep our turnovers down, and we need to shoot an acceptable level from the field, a good shooting percentage.
All right. Thank you very much, Joel. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much. You too.
I was head coach of the Little Falls Flyers, Joel Youngberg, right now here at Flyer Gymnasium. The American Legion Post 46 has the colors as the Star Spangled Banner is being performed. We'll take a 1-minute break for our radio audience. Come back with the starting lineups next on 92.1 FM, WYRQ.
At Schomer Insurance, You can get the coverage you know you need now from people you know will be there for you when you need them most. We grow trust locally and provide local service at its best. Whatever the far-off future holds, we'll always be nearby. Trust in tomorrow. Contact Howie Schomer, your local Grinnell Mutual agent, at Schomer Insurance today.
Frigid winds, snow, icy roads. Yeah, winter's here. Get your vehicle in optimal winter conditions with the help from Trutland Service in Little Falls. There's no better way to keep your car on the road than a new set of tires from Trutland. Trutland will do all of your vehicle's regular maintenance like oil changes, transmission service, coolant checks, and for maintenance or repairs on any foreign or domestic vehicle, you can stop in, set your appointment up with Tommy at Trutland Service. Call them today at 632-5141. Trutland Service, downtown Little Falls.
92.1 FM WYRQ along with Flyer Media Productions this evening. It is going to be a fun night here. High school basketball, girl-boy doubleheader, and a couple of Morrison County teams. The Little Falls Flyers entertaining the Pierz Pioneers tonight. Just before that last break, we heard the Flyers keys to the game. Just like Pierz broadcast, those Flyer keys to the game are brought to us by millsauto.com all season long. Starting lineups for the two squads. We'll begin with the Pierz Pioneers. We heard an interview with head coach Matt Pepping a little earlier. His assistant coaches Becky Herman and Bridget Bednar, Jeremy Monson. The starting lineups for the Pioneers. 5'8" senior guard Rebecca Langer. Becky Langer is joined by Courtney Strohmeyer, a 5'8" sophomore. Alyssa Gertz, a 5'7" sophomore. Anna Taylor, a 5'9" junior. And Laura Skiba, a 5'8" senior, in the starting lineup for the Pierz Pioneers. Meanwhile, for the Little Falls Flyers, returning starter, Allie Steinmetz, a senior guard for the Pioneers. Samantha Tembrell is a sophomore guard. She's starting alongside classmate sophomore Taylor Jordan. Freshman Taylor Swantek starting tonight for the Flyers, and senior Abby Poser. We mentioned Matt Pepping, head coach for the Pierz Pioneers. For the Little Falls Flyers, Joel Youngberg is the head coach. Tara Jordan back as an assistant coach, and then Sean Allaholm also coaching for the Flyers. Allaholm is now the head coach for the JV team for Little Falls. The JV game went Pierz's way before this one, 42-18. Pioneers won the JV contest. But it's time for our tip-off, Pierz and Little Falls. And the tip-off on Little Falls Radio, Flyer Media Productions, is being brought to us by the Pizza Ranch in Little Falls. You can give them a call, 632-8333. Have a pizza delivered to your door. The Pizza Ranch in Little Falls bringing us our tip-off. They will also give us our Player of the Game awards for both the girls and boys matchup tonight. One of these players will win a free pizza or buffet, their choice, at each one of the Little Falls Radio broadcasted games for both Little Falls and Pierz throughout the winter sports season. It'll be Anna Taylor for the Pioneers against Samantha Tembrell for the Flyers. Tembrell wins the tips into the hands of Swantek. Taylor Swantek, Pierz in a man-to-man defense. High ball screen, but a moving screen is going to be called. Abby Poser came out but didn't get the feet set when the contact was made, and the game's first foul gets called on senior Abby Poser, and the Flyers out of the dead ball break will come out in a full court press, but they'll lay off a little bit. Jordan is guarding Becky Langer, and both teams man-to-man defense early on. High roll to the basket, shot no good, but an offensive rebound. This is Langer off the glass. The bucket is good, and Becky Langer with the game's first points. It's 2-0. Pierz up early. Swantek, opposite side wing as I watch it. Outside, Steinmetz. Steinmetz lost it off the knee, but got the ball back. Pass to Swantek, driving towards the baseline, and she stepped out of bounds, or the ball was dribbled on the end line. Turnover on the Flyers. So 2 offensive possessions for Little Falls, 2 turnovers forced by the Pierz defense. Pierz a little worried about how this one might start after going on the road to number 4 Eden Valley Watkins last night. There was some reason for some concern from the Pioneers' vantage point. Pick and roll, shot no good after a beautiful ball screen. Roll away by Skiba. Flyers on the attack the other way. Jordan to Swantek. Taylor Swantek backs out now. Ball screens away from the ball. Abby Poser sets a screen. Outside, three-point jumper, shot no good. Tembrell misfired. And here come the Pioneers the other way. Euro step move into the lane. Shot is good for Alyssa Gertz. And on the Hilmerson Collision Center score update, it is 4-0 Pierz early on. Ball tossed and tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Little Falls. Another turnover on the Flyers. Here we're trying to get the ball to Tembrell's hands on the near side wing. Little Falls with some pressure on the inbound as it comes in from the near sideline. Behind the back, fancy dribble for Becky Langer. Up into the front court. Near side wing, Courtney Strohmeyer rolled it to Skiba. Down low, shot is good. And we've got a timeout called as Little Falls. Joel Youngberg wants a timeout. This is going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll take a 30-second break too. Less than 2 minutes into this one. Pierz 6, Little Falls nothing. Back in a half minute. Your Country, Q92.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dusty Samuels, a new family medicine physician at Essentia Health, St. Joseph's Pierz Clinic. I'm originally from a small town in Kansas, and when I first arrived in Pierz, it immediately felt like home. I worked as a paramedic prior to going to medical school, so I have a lot of practical life experience in addition to my formal training that allows me to better relate to my patients. I'm a small-town girl at heart, and I really enjoy getting to know my patients and their families. I look forward to seeing you soon at Essentia Health, St. Joseph's Pierz Clinic.
92.1 FM WIRQ and streaming online, fallsradio.com. Taylor Swantek spinning away from the pressure. Gets it to Steinmetz. Steinmetz through the lane. Tembrell has it near side wing. Pass opposite side, and I think Steinmetz thought that Swantek might be there, or that was Tembrell that thought she might be there. Threw it through the lane and out of bounds. Turnover on the Flyers. So rough start offensively for Little Falls. 4 possessions, 4 turnovers. Yet to get a shot up. Pick and roll to the basket. Shot no good. Rebound underneath by the Flyers. Swantek. A long pass ahead. It's tipped and then tipped again. Last touch by Skiba of the Pioneers. It will be Little Falls possession. Off kilter underneath. Now one of the referees will overrule and say that it'll be in front of the Pierz bench on the sideline. Taylor Jordan will inbound. Some motion into the lane. A reach-in foul is going to be called on the ground. Swantek was driving, and the foul called on Becky Langer. 6-0 the score. Pierz in front. Poser got the inbound from Jordan. Rotate. This is Swantek. Outside Steinmetz. Spot up. Open for 3. Shot no good. Rebound came outside. Swantek got it. Then the ball gets tipped to Jordan. Lob pass underneath. And it's thrown out of bounds. Trying to get position. That might have been Steinmetz underneath, but it was thrown over their head. Had to be the lob pass. Just got to have the right arc, and that one went out of bounds. Turnover on the Flyers. Trap at half court, beaten by Pierz, then into the lane. Shot no good, but a foul called on Swantek. And that's her first personal, team second. To the line, shooting 2 will be Becky Langer. Little Falls and Pierz girls basketball with a boys basketball matchup to follow a little later tonight here on 92.1 FM WIRQ and with Flyer Media Productions partnering up too. The first free throw no good, but one more upcoming. That one missed off the rim and bounced off the backboard and spun out. So Becky Langer, who is one of 3 Pioneers with a bucket tonight at the line, trying to become the game's leading scorer. High arcing free throw is swish, and Becky Langer increases the Pierz lead to now 7-0. Lob pass up ahead, Jordan, step back. Kendall's Swantek has checked into the game for the Flyers. High ball screen by Watuki. Rachel Watuki also in. This is Taylor Swantek for 3 off a pick and pop. Shot no good. Rebound to the Pioneers. Langer And she takes it into the front court herself against one-on-one pressure. Into the wing, now looking to drive down low. Skiba with it beyond the arc. Head coach for the Pioneers, Matt Pepping, says cut to the hoop, cut to the hoop. Looking for some action that way. Double team came, and it's either a jump ball or a foul. This is going to be a foul called, I think, on Watuki. Rachel Watuki, one of the seniors for Little Falls, one of 3 seniors on the Flyer squad, picked up the foul. That is her first personal, team's third. Inbound, Langer. Langer, as the defense switches, rotate three-pointer, top of the key, shot no good. Rebound came to the Pioneers, then a weak side block pass. Outside, swung around, top of the key, Langer, drop pass underneath. Skiba can't get it to go, and this is going to be a jump ball, and possession error should favor Pierz, as Little Falls had the opening possession. It'll be Pioneers ball, leading 7-0. This basketball matchup early on. An inbound pass almost stolen by Steinmetz, and then a traveling violation. Really, Steinmetz got her hands on it, went through her hands.